In our study of entrepreneurship and innovation, we want to take a moment to look at some of the world's most innovative companies. And there are a number of different rankings that come out annually. And in this context, Booz & Company does an annual ranking of the most innovative companies in terms of research and development. And you see companies like Apple and Google, 3M and Samsung, GE, and others that have been ranked in a very quantitative fashion of their percentage of research and development at the company versus their sales. So it's a percentage in R&D based on sales. We see other rankings that are a bit more subjective. Fast Company, a popular magazine and website here in the US, does an annual ranking that is judged by a variety of criteria that includes the number of new products that are brought to market, the level of differentiation from other competitors in the space, elements of branding and other things they do to really differentiate themselves in the mind of customers. And we see what we would expect: the Apples, the Facebooks, the Googles, the Amazons, Square and Twitter you see here as well. So we see a lot in the technology space that emerges as well. We may see some other companies here that we're a little bit less familiar with. We see universities here. We see bio companies here. We see some retail companies here. So as you have interest in different areas, it's important to think about what are some companies out there that are doing novel things and doing interesting things, and what can we learn from those companies as we seek to build or institutionalize some of those innovations within our own companies or concepts. So Google is certainly one of the hallmark companies here in the US regarding innovation, and you see there's a large innovative culture that's often talked about with Google. This is their office. This is what it looks like when you go to Google. Now, it's not purely people that are riding mopeds in the hallways and playing pool and eating. There is work that's done, and a lot of work that's done, but it's also in a climate where they try and make it fun to be at work. And you can take breaks and engage with employees and be creative in how you spend your day. IDEO, another leading company known exclusively in the kind of product design space. You may not have necessarily bought something from IDEO, but you bought products that they have had a role in developing. This is what the IDEO workspace looks like. Not dissimilar from Google. A lot of it is geared towards design thinking, a lot of it is geared towards creativity, a lot of it is geared towards having a free flow and an interchange of ideas, a lot of group problem solving, a lot of engagement with customers to really help understand their needs and wants along the way. Sony, one of the greatest innovators of all time, which while having some struggles in recent years, has a long history of innovation. So you may not be able to read all of the small font, but what I wanted to illustrate here is that they have been consistent innovators, bringing a variety of new product to market for over 70 years. They did it early on in the context of radio technology, of being some of the first to build transistor radios in the world, of being the first fully functioning television in 1960, of being able to do a variety of new solutions in a variety of new ways and inventing product after product after product. They've done it time and time again in a variety of microelectronic fashions, in television, in radio, in music, in media, in computer. They've done it more recently in video game technology, by bringing the PlayStation to market, and other solutions since then as well. PlayStation 4 is probably their most recent hit that you might be familiar with, and the subsequent PlayStations that continue to come to market that continue to be market leaders. But time and time and time again, they have a culture of innovation and a culture of success that's built on global success in being innovative and in being creative in what they're doing. So in summary, when we think about the world's most innovative companies, they solve problems in different ways. They solve complex problems in different ways. But at the heart of what many of them do is that they have a climate that fosters innovation, where there's an enjoyment and an appreciation for new ideas, where there's not an over-controlling of management, where people are encouraged to do new things, where there's considerable communication with customers, where they generally encourage communication, where they accept change, where failure is okay, where they do accept that with risk and with the challenge of doing new things, there might be failure, that there's selection of employees based on merit, that there's promotion based on merit and not age or not experience alone in terms of years, but more given towards what you've accomplished, and that there's sufficient resources that are geared towards the research and the development. Now, not every company on the list may demonstrate all of these activities at the highest level, but many of them do. And so we want to learn from them and we want to think of them. And even if we are a small team, if we're a one-person team, if we're a 2 or 3-person team, I'd encourage you to think about trying to institutionalize some of these elements as you think about how you manage your meetings, how you manage your company, and how you can develop and foster a culture of innovation.